Welcome to class 9th biology children. In our previous class we have discussed about marine water ecosystem. Today we are going to discuss about freshwater ecosystem. Where do we see freshwater? In case of rivers and lakes we can see freshwater ecosystem. In case of ponds, lakes and rivers we can see freshwater ecosystem. Osman Sagar, Durgam Cheruvu, Shamirpet Lakes of Hyderabad and Vadepalli Cheruvu of Warangal, Paleru Cheruvu of Khammam, Kolleru Lake located between Krishna and West Godavari districts in our states are the examples of freshwater ecosystem. These all they consisting fresh water in them. Okay, so if you observe the freshwater ecosystem, it mainly contains three zones like marine water ecosystem. In marine water ecosystem we have observed, we have seen three zones. What they are? Euphatic zone, bathyl zone and abyssal zone. But here also we can see three zones. They are first one the littoral zone, second zone is a limnatic zone and the third zone is a profundal zone. So these zones were divided on the basis of light penetration into the river water or pond water or lake water. Okay, so even in case of freshwater ecosystem we can see three zones. First zone is littoral zone and the second zone is limnatic zone and the third zone is profundal zone. Okay, so these three zones were classified based on the light penetration into the water. Which water? Fresh water. Okay, so now we are going to discuss about three zones. Let us see first zone, the littoral zone. The shallow zone near the shore is also called as the littoral zone. Okay, it is the first zone in our freshwater ecosystem. Next, the water near the shore is usually muddy or turbid. Here, the water presented in this zone is muddy or turbid water we can see. This topmost and warmest zone, the edge of a water body is home to snails. Here, we can see snails in this zone. Snails means nattalu, clams, insects and several crustaceans, fishes and amphibians like some frogs we can see, and the eggs and larval stages of dragonflies etc. Dragonfly means tunigal. Okay, next several organisms in this zone have well developed sight means which sight? Eyesight. The organisms in this zone has well developed eyesight or vision. Next, usually have dull and grayish bodies and are fast swimmers. So if you observe the bodies of these animals, they consist in grayish bodies, gray colored bodies, and they are fast swimmers. They can swim fastly. Next, plants like mosses. Let us see the plants in this zone. Mosses, water lily, vallisneria, hydrilla, etc. Like some plants we can see in the first zone, that is in the littoral zone. High photosynthetic activity occurs in this zone. What it indicates? Most of the plants we can see in this zone, so sunlight is available in sufficient quantity, so they can perform photosynthesis. Predators of this zone are tortoise, snakes and ducks. Here we can see some predatory animals which kills other animals, called predatory animals. Examples: tortoise, snakes and ducks. These are considered as predatory animals in the littoral zone. Let us come to limnatic zone. The limnatic zone is the open water zone at the top of the water body and consequently receives a good deal of light. So when compared to littoral zone, it also requires sunlight. But when compared to littoral zone, it takes a smaller quantity of sunlight. Next, this zone contains a variety of freshwater fish with bright shiny grayish or silver or black scales that helps them to merge with the surroundings. So the animals or the fishes presented in this zone, they consisting of bright shiny and grayish colored or silver black colored scales consisting fishes we can see. so which are useful to merge with the surroundings. Next, this process is useful to hide from predatory animals. Next, transparent or whitish bodied crustaceans like Daphnia, Cyclops, small shrimps are also found in this zone. So some transparent body consisting animals we can see. They are Daphnia, Cyclops, and some small shrimps also we can see in this zone. There are different types of floating plants like water hyacinth, Ulfia, Pistia, along with variety of algae. Photosynthetic activity is highest. So if you observe the plants presented in the limnatic zone, so many floating plants we can see like water hyacinth, Ulfia, Pistia, and some algae also we can see. So here also in the limnatic zone sunlight is available, so the photosynthetic activity is also very high. Both the littoral and the limnatic zones are the photic zones. Photic zones means here we can see photosynthesis process. Next, profundal zone. It is the third zone in the freshwater ecosystem. The profundal zone is dimly lit and cold. Dimly lit means it acquires only very small portion of sunlight, and it is very cold layer, mostly heterotrophs means saprophytes, animals that eat dead organisms. The animals which eat dead organisms called saprophytes. So these saprophytes we can see in the profundal zone. Next, most of the animals, the so-called bottom dwellers. Bottom dwellers means the animals which lives in underwater is called bottom dwellers. That lives here are mostly scavengers and predators. For example, crustaceans, crabs, fishes like eels, and other predatory animals we can see in the profundal zone. So here various types of predatory animals we can see like crustaceans, crabs, petal, fishes like eels, eel fishes, like some predatory animals we can see in this zone. Along with these animals we can see Glossogobius. Glossogobius means it is called iskadundu. Snails, turtles, etc. we can see in the third zone, that is in the profundal zone. They adapt themselves by feeding on dead animals that settle down. So they will eat dead animals which settle in the bottom of the river. Many kinds of bacteria, detritus bacteria, thrive here that help in decomposing the dead organisms. Mud of the bottom floor, tiny particles of dead and decaying matter of plants and animals bodies make the water very turbid. So here in the profundal zone we can see all the dead animals presented in the littoral zone and limnatic zone. They will enter into the bottom zone. Bottom zone means profundal zone. So as a result of the decaying process of those dead organisms, what will happen? The water presented in this zone become very turbid. Turbid means murikiga marutundi. Next, hence the bottom dwellers rely mostly on smell and auditory senses rather than vision to acquire their food. So they uses their auditory senses and smell also to acquire the food. The surface layers in the lake ecosystem gets heated while the deeper layers remain cool during daytime. If you observe the lake or pond, any freshwater ecosystem during daytime, what will happen? The surface layers becomes hot because of the acquiring of more amount of sunlight, and the deeper layers becomes cold. Next, often some organisms migrate to deeper layers during the daytime and reach the surface layers during night time when it cools down. So during the daytime most of the organisms they will enter into the bottom layer of the freshwater ecosystem. Next, other organisms found are like mammals, which mammals, badgers and otters lives in near the water and are capable of swimming to catch their main food sources, particularly fishes. If you observe freshwater ecosystem or any ecosystem, any aquatic ecosystem, we can see badgers, otters like some mammals. they always catches the fishes. Next, amphibians and reptiles like toads, frogs, alligators, crocodiles, salamanders. Next, stark life underwater as eggs and tadpoles, and then move to the ground as adults. So if you observe the amphibians, reptiles, and some alligators, crocodiles, salamanders, these all they will start their life with the eggs. So if you observe those eggs are always present in the underwater. Okay, children, freshwater ecosystem is completed. So how many zones are there in freshwater ecosystem? Already we discussed three zones: the littoral zone, limnetic zone, and a profundal zone. So the animals and plants which are presented in these three zones we have discussed. Okay, children, in our next class we are going to discuss about adaptations in some aquatic plants, and also adaptation to temperature in animals, and adaptations in some animals. These three topics we are going to discuss. Okay, children, today's class is completed. Thank you.